Hey guys, so we finally made it to the end of Turtles Week, but it isn't quite over yet. We still have this review, which is the reboot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 2014. And we also have next week, which is the official conclusion of Turtles Week, which will be my review for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Once again, before I begin, I have to let you guys know that absolutely none of these Ninja Turtle movies are critically acclaimed whatsoever. They get terrible reviews pretty much across the board on Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic, pretty much any critic site. Nobody likes these movies, but this is purely based on my love for these characters, my love for this franchise, and it's just me having fun, which I've really enjoyed doing this series. Hopefully I can come up with another series in the future similar to this. But you know, this is purely based on what I think. So again, this is the 2014 reboot of the Ninja Turtles. This was directed by Jonathan Liebesman, produced by Michael Bay, and stars Megan Fox as April O'Neil. Now, this had a bit of a buzz around it because Megan Fox and Michael Bay had a bit of a falling out over the Transformers franchise, but I guess they made up enough that she was cast in Ninja Turtles, and also the sequel that's coming out this Friday. The story of this version differs very much from the other versions that we've seen and that I've reviewed. This one's very much an origin story for the Turtles as well as an adventure, you know, as they're sort of teenagers or grown up, I guess. Basically, the story of this one is that April O'Neil is investigating a crime wave, which is the Foot, in New York. While she's investigating, she sort of happens to discover the Ninja Turtles. Speaking of the Ninja Turtles, we also get a bit of their origin, which is vastly different from other versions. They're actually lab experiments that sort of got tested on, and then they got in this, like, April's dad was one of the scientists, and he found out stuff was going wrong, and, you know, like, I guess they, like, set fire to the place, and they let the turtles free, and that's how they got in the sewers, and then they mutated. It was very much a different story from what we used to see. Usually they get exposed to the mutagen, like somebody drops it on the ground or something like that, and then it gets in the sewers and they get exposed. This was a very interesting version. This irritated me the most, and I'm probably going to touch upon this again. The thing that irritated me the most about this film was that April knew the Turtles from when she was a little girl. There's scenes where she has like this camera, she's pretending to be a reporter when she's a little kid, and she's filming like this Project Renaissance, they called it, and she sees the Ninja Turtles like when they're turtles, normal turtles, and they have like the colors painted on them already, which I thought was pretty ridiculous. They have their names already. Like, there's so many things about that whole portion that frustrate me the most about this film. I don't know how. It just angers me so much because that's something that just doesn't make sense to me. I did not like it whatsoever. I don't know if you can tell. It just frustrates me. I don't like that April knew the Turtles when they were normal turtles. It's just so frustrating. But anyway, back to the plot of this movie. So essentially what happens is that Shredder had this guy on the inside of this whole Project Renaissance thing from back when April was a kid and her dad worked on the whole thing. And he finds out that the Turtles are still alive. The mutagen is still in them. He wants to capture the Turtles, extract the mutagen, and then use it to create more monsters. The way they do it is very similar to The Amazing Spider-Man, which was kind of stupid in a way. I mean, why would you make something so identical? But that's beside the point. That's for a whole nother thing. So it's pretty much just a cross of like The Amazing Spider-Man story and like Secret of the Ooze. He finds out they're still alive. He wants the ooze. He wants to make more monsters. Blah, 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 blah. But the way they shoot it is like very much from Amazing Spider-Man. It was crazy to see like the parallels, and it's kind of frustrating to see that they didn't even bother to make like new stuff. They just sort of copied off of another property, which was very frustrating. I mean, Ninja Turtles is so much their own property, it's hard to copy off of other properties. So when they did something like that, it's very frustrating as a fan to see. Let me go back and talk about the Turtles for a minute. So the Turtles in this film are completely different from what we've seen in past films. They are huge. These guys are massive. They're the size of football players. The Ninja Turtles in other iterations are about 3-4 feet, maybe 5.5 feet in the 90s films. This one, they're up to like 6 feet, 6'5" even. like these turtles are massive. Like how they move around in the city and be like ninjas is sort of baffling to me. I mean, I understand why they made them so big. I understand why they went that direction, but you can't be a stealthy ninja when you're 6'5". And Leonardo, even in the trailer, they show Leonardo do a flip from like a water tower down onto like this like edge of a building in front of April to like confront her, and like he literally slams, and you hear the like brick underneath him like crack a little bit. Like how can you be a stealthy ninja and be this massive 6 foot, 300+ pound turtle? That part amazes me, but that again, that's for another video. But I mean, that was just another thing that was interesting to me that they did. But their faces are very different as well as their like style. They have their own personal styles. All of them have like Donnie has tech stuff. Raph has like tattoos and like spray paint kind of thing. He has like his badass sunglasses. Michelangelo has like his surfer shells. Leonardo has like this I Heart New York or New York pin type of thing. They definitely have their own style, which I liked a lot. But their faces, they don't have like their beak. I think that's what you would call it. There's a word for it. I'm going to call it a beak. They don't really have like that beak type of thing like they had in the original films or in the cartoons or even in the comic books. They didn't have that. They're much more like human faces in this, only like minus a nose. So it's like a flat face, which is definitely interesting. I mean, these guys have like pretty like human mouths, and like it's just a very interesting take on the turtles. It was very bold, which I think was awesome, but I think in a way it was also too bold. There's actually an artist who did a re-rendering of some of the Ninja Turtles, like still frames, and like he added like the style of the 90s Turtles, and that was freaking awesome. I'm gonna see if I can find that, and I'm gonna show it to you right here, because if I can find it, it's so much better than like some of this other stuff. But I still like the direction that they were going with these new turtles. Alright, let's do some fun facts before we get to the grade and what I think about this film. Fun fact number 1. This is the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film to be done in PG-13. And ironically, this isn't another fun fact, but I guess it's sort of connected. PG-13 wasn't actually incorporated into the MPAA until 1984, which was the year that the Ninja Turtles were created in the comic books. I think that's pretty cool. Fun fact number 2. The Ninja Turtles actually don't make an appearance in this film until like 20.5 minutes in. Like, that's kind of baffling to me. I mean, if I want to pay for a movie called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I want to see those turtles, and I want to see them in like the first 10 to 15 minutes. The fact that it took 20 minutes of build up to get to that was pretty bananas. But, I mean, their action sequences and CGI kind of made up for that, so I give them a break. Fun fact number 3. This film was actually released on the 30th anniversary of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles saga, which I think is actually pretty cool. I mean, the fact that they were able to release it on an anniversary is, I think, something pretty special. Fun fact number 4, in this film they actually give a lot of nods to previous versions of the Ninja Turtles, such as April's yellow jacket, which is found in like the original cartoon, Shredder's armor from like the 2003 Ninja Turtles. There's a bunch of references, even like there's like a bag thingy that they put over April that has like the face of the old style Ninja Turtles. There's a ton of references to the older versions, cartoon, live action versions of the Ninja Turtles in this film, which I think was very admirable of like production and the director to do to pay homage to other versions of these turtles. Finally, fun fact number 5, the Turtles CGI characters were actually based on real celebrities. Leonardo was based on a cross between Russell Crowe and Tom Hanks. Raphael was based on a cross between Russell Crowe again and Clint Eastwood. Donatello was based on Leonard Nimoy, and Michelangelo was based on Bill Murray. Alright, let's make some points for what I liked about this film. I liked that they were very bold in the direction that they made the turtles. I liked how they made each turtle very unique. I liked how each one had its very own distinct style. Like, I even like how Raphael had a different bandana kind of style. Like, he had like the bandana whole like skull cap type of thing, like badass, versus like Donatello and Michelangelo and Leonardo having like the standard mask. I like that bold direction that they tried to make each turtle very individual. Like even like their colors are a little bit different. Their like whole style is just very different. It very much shows their personality, which I thought was very bold and very cool to incorporate into this new version. I think the CGI was very well done. There's the best scene by far is when this like truck is falling down a cliff of like snow and stuff like that. That's hands down the best scene. I hope that the sequel can top that tenfold. We'll see. But I think those are probably some of the best things about this film. Alright, now on to the reasons why I didn't like this film. First off, Johnny Knoxville did the voice of Leonardo. That was something that completely took me out of this film. I did not like that whatsoever. Like, I knew when I heard it the first time, I knew something was off, and then I looked it up and it was Johnny Knoxville as Leonardo. That just doesn't work for me. I'm so glad, and this is going to sound really mean, but I'm so glad that Johnny Knoxville isn't doing the voice, that they're actually letting the guy who did the CGI do the voice of Leonardo on the second time. I hope it sounds a lot better, but just hearing Johnny Knoxville's voice completely took me out of the first film. Also, the Turtles' origins with April, which I discussed a minute ago, just frustrates me. It's so stupid. It's stupid. Eric Sachs, the main villain, felt very unnecessary. Like they didn't really know how to make it. Like, and his whole deal with the Shredder, that felt very rushed. Like it didn't really make any sense. I hope they better give Shredder like an origin or something like that in the sequel. We'll see. But I mean, it just didn't feel like the pacing wasn't right, or like maybe the writing wasn't there for that part. Like they were focused on the Turtles part. When it came to Shredder and like the villains and stuff, it just didn't work for me. The last thing I didn't like about this film, and this is on par with the April origin story, the Turtles are bulletproof. This has to be one of the dumbest things I've ever seen ever for the Ninja Turtles. I can handle space battles, I can handle Dimension X, I can handle aliens, I can handle animals or people being mutated into animal creatures like Bebop and Rocksteady or Toka and Razor. I can handle Shredder. I can handle like the Ninja Turtles turning into something else. I can handle normal turtles being turned into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I cannot stand that they are bulletproof. This was the dumbest addition. I mean, I get that we had to incorporate some reason for them being shot at and being protected or something like that because guns is such a more modern technology to like ninjas, but damn it, does this frustrate me. It's so stupid. Oh my god, I can't stand it. All things considered, I have to give this movie an overall grade of a C+. Was it perfect? No. Did it combine enough elements and do enough fan service to get it a decent grade? In my opinion, it did just enough. Like, just the name and getting some of the characterization right was just enough to give it like a C+. But like some of the story elements just weren't right for me. You know, I was fine with Megan Fox being April O'Neil, but just some of the story elements just I was not a fan of. Hopefully, I'm hoping and praying that they will fix it in the sequel. We'll see in my review on Monday. So guys, that pretty much wraps up Turtles Week. Like I said, I still have, it's not the official end yet. The official end will be next week when on Monday I give my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows review. But like I said, I've had so much fun doing these videos. I hope you guys have enjoyed them. Hopefully you've watched them through my sickness sort of going away, I guess, or changing in some way. But I hope you've enjoyed them. I had so much fun doing this project. I looked so much forward to this since I started this channel, and it was such a blast for me to do. I love these characters. I love these movies. I will see every Ninja Turtles movie till the day I die. But like I said, this was so much fun for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for Monday when I officially finish Turtles Week. But thank you so much for watching. Like always, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share these videos, guys. Share them. I put a lot of love into these videos. Even if you get to watch it at least once, or if you send it to a friend, or, you know, somebody who likes movies, I would greatly appreciate it. You know, I have so much fun doing these videos, and I just want to keep doing them, and I really enjoy it. I hope you guys are enjoying watching them. Thank you, like I said again. Yeah, be sure to stay tuned for next week, guys. I'm super excited. I'm going to get back to my normal schedule, hopefully do some more fun stuff in the future. Thank you again. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Cowabunga!